Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. In this one, we are not going to mindlessly talk about the XRP price, but we're just going to be talking about the lawsuit and the news. So, Ripple. Here's the good news since the XRP lawsuit was first filed. It's actually a pretty long article depending on how you look at it, but a little bit of an overview I guess I would have for you guys is that there's been countless back and forward, but specifically John Deaton is really updating us with everything that has been happening. I mean, I make videos here, there, left, right about all these minor updates, but it's mostly about the bigger picture. The bigger picture is Ripple is basically 3.0, where every document that they have posted just makes sense, and every document that the SEC posted really doesn't. Mostly in the sense that their arguments are whack, their offenses are whack, and things just don't really add up. Partially, that is, for example, that Jay Clayton and William Hinman, who used to work for the SEC, were both involved with getting Ethereum and Bitcoin classified as non-securities. But why did they do that? And why did they say stuff about it when they really didn't have any power to do anything about it? But then again, they did get it pushed through to be non-securities. It's really vague and strange, and that is also what we're noticing. Now keep that in the back of your head, right? That little Jake Clayton, William Hinman are kind of doing strange things right now over at the SEC. There's some questions about that. Slap on top of that Jay Clayton sued Ripple the day before he left. That is not looking good. And if you want some more kind of short-term updates here, what just happened as well was that the SEC has basically now said, well, Ripple, whatever you're doing here, we think you're harassing us. Literally. Because Ripple, right now they're in the discovery phase of this lawsuit, which basically means you can discover as much as you probably can, right? It's basically what it comes down to. And yeah, the SEC says you're harassing us because you're asking too much. And Ripple's like, well, we don't want you guys to go over to foreign regulators and actually get stuff there because that's something you don't really do in a lawsuit because only the government can do that. They're like, no, of course we should be able to because we're allowed to. And then it's like, things are just so skewed, so strange. And more people like Jesse Hines, John Deaton, and all these lawyers are just posting it up as well that it just doesn't make sense. Now, ultimately, do we think they'll win? Oh, for sure. Definitely, yes. And what do we think of the price? I know I wasn't going to talk too much about it, but just a quick little hint. We do think it'll do extremely well if they win. And then again, everything is pointing towards that they will. Now, parts of this are actually not about the lawsuit, but parts about what Ripple has really been doing. If you start to think about it, I really can't think of XRP as a security. So many people have asked me, but I really can't think of it being a security. The only thing I can kind of think of is how at the start, same thing like with Ethereum, it was actually one, but that again is in the past. So as long as the rule is if you become a security, if you become a non-security after like a year, or if you're a non-security when the SEC is finally noticing about you, like for example right now, then you're kind of clear. Because the SEC can only look into 2013 to 2000, I don't know exactly when it was not a security anymore, it depends on decentralization. But let's say a couple of years after that. 2021 though, there's no way. 2020, there's no way. So yeah, they're going to have to come to either a partial settlement or let the judge just notice that it can't be. And that's basically what we are waiting for here. If you're wondering what is the next big thing I guess we're waiting for, it is the 30th. The 30th, there's going to be another lawsuit date. And even though we have multiple lawsuit dates, in the sense that we have more things that we are excited for, like for example the 28th, the 30th is a hearing, which is a little bit different than just a document that's going to be coming out like we get almost every week or like twice a week. On that same note, Ripple executive refused to provide their offshore trading records. I want to get into this one a little bit more later today, whilst I'll also talk more about the price. But to give you guys some intuition behind this, it's like the SEC is trying to get so much stuff from Ripple, but whenever Ripple's trying to get stuff, they're like, well, you shouldn't be able to get it. So it's really this back and forth, which you usually have in this discovery phase, but it's like the SEC is requiring quite a lot of info that they weren't or shouldn't actually get access to. For example, Ripple is requesting all information of the SEC's custodians and whatever they were thinking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. The SEC says, well, what you're requesting is too much. We don't want to give you a lot of this info. And now they're asking Ripple and Chris Larsen and Brett Garlinghouse specifically, the chairman and the CEO, for all their trading history. And I'm not talking about freaking only crypto, XRP. I mean, I'm talking about every single transaction they have ever done in their lives. Not even crypto, just normal. If they went to the grocery store, boom, we want that. If they bought a yacht, boom, we want that. They also want it from different countries, though. But then again comes the problem. If it's out of the US, the SEC doesn't have any jurisdiction. And that is another very valid point. Brett Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen put up all XRP-related activities that didn't happen in the United States. They don't have access over it. They can't really do anything about it. But they're trying, they're fetching, they're trying. Now, once more, if you're somebody who wants to look a little bit further into the whole Jay Clayton, Bitcoin, Ether ordeal, John Deaton is definitely one of the guys to follow. And he's, for example, here said, I'm sure it's a coincidence, but in October 2020, Von River starts investing in Bitcoin and Ether. In December 2020, Clayton directs an attack on XRP, making the ridiculous claim that XRP is a security per se, and then leaves the SEC forever. In March 2021, Von River hires Clayton. It doesn't make any sense. You can't make this stuff up. The more you check through it here, for example, the more that things just start to kind of cluster together and you're like, seriously? Like, really? Like, what? Like, really? That is exactly what I've been having right now. Whenever I read through this, I just want to kind of investigate. I just have this urge to just dig deeper, dig further, because it doesn't make sense. And I'm a guy who really wants these things to go in a fair way. If XRP really is security, I definitely admit it. If it really is stupid, I would definitely admit it, because I think being fair or honest is definitely going to get you the furthest, or farthest, not a native English speaker, as you guys know. But in this case here, I just don't believe so, and I really can't think of it all. On that same note, if we're talking about progress, think about it from this perspective. The XRP price, oh shit, I did have to talk a little bit about it. No, I didn't want to. Let's talk a little bit about it then, okay? Make sure you press the like button and subscribe if you are enjoying the daily crypto videos, by the way. So the XRP price and process of Ripple, I guess, let's say it like that, have actually been partially halted or deteriorated because of this lawsuit. It's not completely true, though. I mean, first of all, the amount of partnerships is definitely decreased, but they could actually still get partnerships, which is definitely something they have explained before too. And if we're talking about kind of phases or something like that, XRP really now, as time moves on, is still doing quite well. I still say it's because of the lawsuit and the progress they've been making, and the fact that Brett Garlinghouse, Chris Larsen, every time they come online, you're just like, oh wow, you really are doing all of that? Because they're still doing a ton of stuff while they're being sued. But in terms of price, it's also doing really well. We started at 56 cents this month. Right now we're at $1 or so. It's still doing pretty damn well. And by the way, this is the platform that I'm trading on. It's called Bybit. There's a $1,610 in total bonus right now going on there. And I'm going to one of these days, maybe next week, maybe this, I'm not sure exactly when, make a complete review of how to use it, because some of you guys said you want to know and you don't know how it works. Then again, if you really are not into leverage trading, it might be something scary, but because there's such a huge deposit bonus, I said go make an account, and the link is down below, check it out. You have to make an account under me to also be eligible for some of my specific trading challenges, though. There's some cool giveaways and stuff like that coming along, so make sure you use that link, by the way, a little side section. Then David Swartz here, it's not the real guy, it's just a mimicker, a memer. Again, posted that, and it does make a little bit of sense that we're following a little bit of a phase like here too. This is like the bull run from back in the day. XRP to Bitcoin, 28th of March 2017 fractal update. If you start to think about it, it's like, yeah. It really doesn't look like we've hit the top just quite. It kind of looks like we've hit the bottom of things, right? It looks like we're primed for another huge surge. Might want to talk about this a little bit later, as I want to then dive deeper into the price, and didn't want to do it here, but let me just hold it to the side then. Maybe we'll rediscuss that a little bit later. Then a lot of people came up to me with this article, specifically during the live stream, and I just want to quickly tell you guys, XRP The Standard Productions posts satire. These are made-up posts for fun. This is not real. So, now that I have that out of the way, breaking news, Ripple allocates 25 billion XRP to PayPal in exchange for unlocking David Schwartz's PayPal account. In a shocking move of support for the price, CTO Sunday, blockchain payments company Ripple has allocated a reported 25 billion of their holdings, blah, 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 blah. So, 1, that's not possible. They don't have 25 billion to just spend like that. 2, this is not really funny to a certain degree anymore, because he's getting so big right now where people are thinking this is really news and people are sharing it around. A lot of people don't know this is fake and think it's actually stuff. So, I'm not sure, really, with some of these guys, I'm not sure if they really are joking or not. For example, Stone here says, crazy funny news. How much did they bribe? Okay, this is just for fun. This one might be real, though. Joe Katz, is this true or fake news? I really think a couple of these guys might not know. Okay, the majority of the people will know. Let's quickly see. What? Is this real news or just a fake article? Because if this is true, then Godspeed ahead. 25 billion out of the market. I'm called BS. Nobody pays $25 billion current market value to use PayPal. I don't care how much money. Yeah, you see what I'm trying to say here? Yeah. So this is really a bigger problem than you guys might seem it is, huh? Might think it is. It's something. It's definitely something. Then, Krish posted kind of on the same note as John Deaton here. More good news coming soon. Huddle tight. 1. Security clearance on its way, which basically means XBD is the first properly regulated crypto. It's not going to be a security. And 2. Jed McCallum dumping will finish by next month. And the second part is actually the most important one in this case because the first one we already knew. Jed McCallum, the co-founder of XRP Ledger and Ripple, actually left the company a couple years ago and decided to form Stellar, XLM. And he basically has a ton of XRP that he sells every single day, and he's going to run out of that XRP which he can sell every single day pretty damn soon. Since he is selling millions of XRP a day, a lot of people have already estimated that once he's done selling, that might be something to kind of rejoice over. It might be something really bullish. I'm really excited about that. Then, do I agree with that? Yes, I do agree. I do not think that him selling right now is a really big downwards pressure on the price, but I do think it's the enthusiasm of the coins being redistributed and just basically we're on a good way. Then XP Crypto Wolf, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse says over 80 central banks are looking into the potential of CBDCs, and they've been having conversations with many central banks. Brad Garlinghouse said Ripple has onboarded 20 plus customers since the SEC filed the XRP lawsuit. Yeah, it's growing. I mean, you can't really say otherwise. It's just growing as time moves on here. You can't say anything otherwise. Ripple doesn't need all of them, just 10% CBDC volume paired with XRP, and we don't actually know how far they are with all these CBDCs. I've also seen the question, Dusty, would it be bad if these CBDCs were built on top of Ripple's private ledger? No, it would not. It could still handle transactions over the public ledger with the normal XRP, basically, even though it is connected to a private ledger in that sense. That's no problem at all. It just depends on exactly how they're going to form this, what exactly their plans are. That's what we don't know, because maybe they're going to also set up a private rail. That would be bad for XRP, but I'm not estimating that they will, right? Because they've also explained before that XRP is one of their main focuses, and think about it. They're also making a ton of money if XRP actually does properly, so obviously they want to stimulate that token. Then we already covered this one, I think. Yes, we did. Yeah, that was it for today's update here real quick. Mostly about the lawsuit, mostly about what is going on right now in the back end of things. A couple more days before we have another lawsuit date coming up, I will make another video in like 2 days or so. I think like Tuesday, maybe Monday already, where I'll just address exactly what we have to wait for on Friday, so you guys are all aware. I will most likely be live streaming it, so you guys can also tune in and just sit tight and be cool. But we'll see, all right? Regarding the whole debacle here of the SEC, it's freaking BS. At least that's what I kind of find it. I don't think this lawsuit is really fair, nor do I think that the SEC will win it, unless you're talking about the fact that the SEC will win on the sense that they'll win some money. Maybe they can fine Ripple for doing something wrong, completely fine, but I do not think XRP will be deemed a security unless Ethereum is also going to be deemed a security, and that is that. But then again, Ethereum will not be called a security because, well, the former SEC chairman is now working for a company that handles Ethereum. Yeah, so that is odd, that is strange, but that was it for this update for right now. Make sure you check out Bybit, make sure you check out whatever, links are down below, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Also, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe if you enjoyed it.